We claim to be a rainbow city. You don't have a rainbow unless all of the colors are represented in the rainbow. But black people are increasingly becoming conspicuously absent from this so-called progressive liberal rainbow. But it's time that we welcome everybody and people who respect the worth and the dignity of all. One, two, three.
My parents came to San Francisco in 1950. The only place that black people could stay was in Fillmore. And then as we grew up, Fillmore became like a black Chinatown where everybody goes on the weekends and buy cultural foods. It was terrific growing up here because it's a very rich town. It's a beautiful town. It's 3 sides of water. And growing up, this was basically a black neighborhood. And it was wonderful. You know, they were all from the South. They bought houses, and now there's none of it because the rent's too high. And so what you see is a decline of the culture. A lot of black people have left town. Once you leave San Francisco, you can't come back.
In San Francisco today, the black population has been decimated down from about 15% to now 3.9%. Why? Because it was on the backs of the labors of blacks who were needed during World War II.
You know, piling up their money, they were working in the shipyard, and also they came to California and they got tired of the dirty South.
But after the war was over and we moved to a communication information age, they didn't need the Negro anymore. They came over a program called urban renewal, but not urban renewal, it was black removal.
The African American Art and Culture Complex, located in the Fillmore District, fosters an artistic space to empower the youth to both express and discover their potential as future leaders and creators. In an otherwise gentrified city, the African American Art and Culture Complex stands alone as the only city-owned establishment dedicated to keeping Afrocentrism alive through art-based education, programming, and activism. The building itself stands out from the rest with bright colors to represent Black pride both inside and out, highlighting various Black achievements.
The African American Art and Cultural Complex is just a necessity at this point. This building reflects the greatness from which we come from. Being able to live in the city of San Francisco, work within the city of San Francisco, and produce art, and have a safe place to go. We're addressing the needs of the youth. We do a lot of outreach and partner with a lot of different programs.
We grew up over here. I used to come here as a child. The African American Art and Culture Complex became a hub for the youth to discover themselves.
Some of the partners that they have here is Community Grows, the African American Shakespeare Company, and Project Level. All of them produce art and support artists in ways that if we didn't have them, we would definitely feel the effects. It's very, very necessary that these doors stay open.
Representation is incredibly important for children. We know, unfortunately, there is an achievement gap, and it usually involves African American students. If they don't see themselves represented, it could be a disincentive to want to try harder in school and to do well.
Project Level is actually a resident organization at the African American Art and Culture Complex. So we run youth development, a youth arts program Monday through Friday.
Project Level is like embedded in my life now. It's like a routine. I'm here every day from like 3 to 7. And I've been doing this since I was in high school, like my freshman year. I don't think all the things I've been through, I definitely wouldn't have gotten through them without Project Level.
Going here is like a second family, like you develop relationships with everybody. So it's like you get a bond.
I've learned how important I am as an African American female and just being female in general as well. I've learned African dance just being here. There's classes you can take and things you can learn about your heritage.
It's easy to connect and have a conversation or come to them with anything, not just seeking advice with different situations, whether it be school or just college or anything. Someone here always has good advice and helps with everything we need.
We're making an artistic co-working space where artists can come together and find out their creativity process, have the space to do that, but also connect with other artists as well and feel like they're part of the community.
It's especially important for young children and their development that they sort of see themselves represented and be exposed to the broad array of possibilities that they could pursue.
Starting Project Level was like a whole different part of me that awaked or something. Like it was, I had it, but I just didn't know where to like get it. Everybody here helped me find that. It definitely made me a better person. Because I wouldn't be here, like I'm selling clothes, designing for a big company. I'm only 15, I'm a sophomore in high school. Like, it's crazy.
The AACC is essential to the social fabric of the Black population in San Francisco. It nurtures a space for the youth to be included in a community where they don't often see themselves and encourages them to become agents of change to further continue the African American legacy.
Everybody needs a watering hole. Even animals need a watering hole. And psychologists have said that it is psychologically injurious to the human spirit for people not to have a sense of place. That's why that complex is needed. To have a sense of place, to have a watering hole, a gathering spot.